Welcome to London Real Journeys. I'm Brian Rose, and we're here at London Real World headquarters. And I want to tell you one thing, and that is that most people quit at 40%. Now, this is a line that was delivered to me in this very studio by David Goggins, who is the U.S. Navy SEAL world record holder, all around kind of badass, scary endurance dude. And David is known for having a mindset that gets him through places where most humans on the planet could never get to. And that's why I wanted to have Most People Quit at 40% to be the theme of today's London Real Journey. And that is a new format that we've adopted here that takes 9 years of London Real, over 600 guests, and takes the specific ones to give you one final lesson that you can take it away. And so today I'm going to be featuring content from David Goggins, from Dorian Yates, from me and John Joseph running an Ironman race last year. I'm going to go through to Eddie Hall, world's strongest man, Colin O'Brady, who has the world record for crossing the Atlantic on foot, Ross Edgley, who swam around the entire island of the UK. It took him like 157 days. And I want to walk you through the stories of some of these gentlemen that is really all about mind over matter. This is them pushing themselves only through a mindset to places that most people never thought was possible. And we've been blessed to have these gentlemen in the studio here. And I want to share with you some nuggets of wisdom from them that you can take into your own life. This could be for a physical challenge. This could be for a mental challenge. This could be anything that's going on in your life. So you can understand that you can push so much further than you realize. Again, as Goggins said, most people quit everything in their life at 40%, which means you've got 60% left in the tank. That's 60% more you could have run or could have swam or could have worked or pain you could have tolerated. And this is what creates greatness. This is the people that you admire. These are the world records holders, sometimes the musicians, the high performance people. They've found a way to push through, and it all starts up here. And so that's the point of today. I'm going to take you on this incredible journey through the ideas and the minds of these incredible gentlemen to where you can have a takeaway today and hopefully find ways that you can push yourself and become a better version of yourself. So I'm super excited to do this today. Of course, I'm going to kick it off with David Goggins. And I had waited years to have David in the studio. He's got an incredible book called Can't Hurt Me. David has an incredible story. Most people see David as a badass world record holding 240-mile racing through the desert type of dude. But this guy used to weigh over 300 pounds. There's pictures of him. And he had to lose, I think, over 100 pounds just to qualify for the military service. And he had a limited time to do that. And once he understood that he could hack his own brain, he started to see how far he could push himself. And I highly recommend his book. The Audible version is incredible. But I want to kick this off with David here explaining this concept of how most people quit at 40%. We're all in a battle with our own brains. That's
all
life.
Of us.
That's all life is.
It's the most powerful thing in the world, is your own brain. It can work for you or against you.
And when did you start to realize that the visualization could work for you? And as opposed to focusing on all those bad things that happened, all the things you didn't have, the people that called you names, all the stuff in Brazil, Indiana, and you started thinking, wait a second, I just visualized this, and now I can take it to the next level, because the visualization got you through the SEAL training, I think.
It did. And I was able to visualize the end. So when I was 297, and I was all fat and out of shape, and I couldn't run a quarter mile, and I was drinking milkshakes and eating boxes of donuts, I visualized, man, how would it feel? So after I watched that show on Discovery Channel, for a brief moment, there was 22 guys that graduated. I watched this segment on TV about these guys going through Navy SEAL training. And I couldn't even, I wasn't a great swimmer. I was afraid of the water, all this crap, man. And I saw these guys just quitting. But at the very end, it says 22 guys. This commanding officer's up there, and he gives this great speech. I was like, man, I wonder. So I started visualizing me being the 23rd guy in these dress whites, sitting there with these guys, getting that Navy SEAL, graduating this Navy SEAL training. I was like, God. So I put myself there. I was like, man, that's an amazing feeling. I put myself there at 297, not even able to do anything that these great men were doing. I said, man, if I could feel that, that would change my life. If I could just feel that. It lasts for 1 second. You get that certificate, you walk across the stage, and what's next? But I didn't know that then. My mind wasn't, I thought I'd live in that moment forever. So I said, wow, man, if I could just feel like them, if I could feel like them.
And what was that feeling you wanted so bad? Respect, accomplishment?
No, victory. I wanted to win. Not like beat somebody else. It wasn't about that. I just wanted to go the distance. Everything in my life, when something got hard, I quit. If it was reading, that's where, I wasn't great at reading. I wasn't great at writing, so I just quit. I couldn't catch on as fast as you. I had to work harder than you, so I quit. I wasn't great at things, so I quit. I'm not good at this. Like, man, if I could just go that distance, that extra mile, to just go, just to finish. I want to finish. I want to feel victory. And victory for me wasn't winning, it was just finishing. So I said, you know what? If I could feel like these guys feel, it would change my life. But what I realized, the best feeling I had was when I was by myself trying to lose this weight. I had to lose it in literally less than 3 months. 106 pounds in less than 3 months. And literally, I started feeling victory just by putting myself in the battle. It wasn't about going to Navy SEAL training. It wasn't about being the 23rd guy in that chair. I started realizing, man, just by going to war with myself every day and putting these challenges and these goals and these obstacles, these insurmountable obstacles. So it wasn't about losing 106 pounds. Me losing 5 pounds was an accomplishment. Right. Me losing 10 pounds and then 50 pounds. And then the more I did this, the more I gained confidence. And then the more I gained confidence, the more I realized, fuck these Navy SEALs, man. These guys can't do what I'm doing right now. I had no coach, had no trainer, had no money. I didn't know how to lose weight. I had no knowledge of what I was doing. I was just working. I was just sacrificing. And then through that, all these different tools started coming up. But I would have never found these tools if I didn't put myself in a very uncomfortable place. We all look for toughness. We all want it, but we look for it in a comfortable environment. You will not find toughness in a comfortable environment. Those of you who are listening to this, whoever hear this, you will not find it. I was trying to look for it everywhere. The only way you find it is to drown yourself in a position where you're just out of sorts, where you can't swim and you're drowning. Where you're drowning. You're drowning in life. But you say, you know what, man? Fuck that. I'm gonna figure out how to fucking backstroke or fucking something. I'm gonna figure out how to, and then through figuring out all these tools, your mind starts to, when you quit, your mind does this. Because you're out. Once you say, I'm not gonna quit, this is the 40%. When you quit, your mind says, we're done. So it doesn't expand. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, fuck you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, fuck, he's not leaving. So we gotta expand. We gotta grow. We gotta figure this fucking thing out. So then these compartments in your brain start to they have to work. They have to work. And then you start to engage parts of your mind that you never engaged before. But you can't engage it by sitting back in these nice chairs, drinking this nice water, talking to you, talking about what I want to do. That's where the 40% thing comes in. It comes in when you're in suffer mode and you say, I'm not going to quit. You're forcing your brain now to operate on a level it's not used to.
Look, I can't lie to you. I could listen to Goggins all day, every day. I love this guy, and he said so many great things there. Toughness. We all want to be tough, don't we? We all want to be the person that can ride out difficult times, but that doesn't happen in our comfort zone, which is where we all want to be. And so what happened when things get hard for most people? They whine, they complain, and they seek to avoid these situations, even though that's what builds character. That's how we build something we're proud of. And David said something really powerful there, and that's going to show up throughout this entire arc of a narrative when I start talking about Dorian Yates and Eddie Hall and Ross Edgley and Colin O'Brady, and even my own experiences running an Ironman on a plant-based diet with no training whatsoever. And that's this: when you show your mind that it's going to be in a tough situation and it can't run away, it does something that will shock you and surprise you. It expands and you grow, and that's where the growth happens. And even though it's the thing most of us run away from, this whole world is built around making things comfortable for us, making the food delivered to you, making that there's a lift to take you up instead of stairs, all of that stuff. But that doesn't get your brain to expand. And that's what David does with his life to this day. He puts himself in difficult, nasty, uncomfortable situations and says, guess what? You're stuck. You need to adapt, to overcome, to grow, and your mind expands. And you see that David's not talking about how he got big muscles, or he got cardio, or he got even an award. It's about his mind expanding. For David, the whole world is a playground and it's all one big game. These are all tests, right? Life is happening for you, not to you, as one of my friends, Wes Watson, says. All of the things that present themselves to you that look like bad things, these are actually good things. These are tests that will show you they're opportunities to prove to yourself that you're bigger and better and stronger and bolder than you can even imagine, than your wildest dreams could ever tell you. And that's what life is to give you. And you can run the other way or you can run into it. And when you run into it, you find that you are so much stronger than you ever imagined. And the people you admire are the people that have just done this more times than you.